Hello, hello, Team Freedom Reigns. Welcome back to another installment of the Sunday Spotlight, where we activate the week on this Zoom call. And we are inviting all of you to invite your team members, your teams, your leaders, and get on here and plug in because we always have great announcements and it's always recorded and immediately afterward uploaded to the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel, so you won't miss it if you aren't able to get on live. But make sure you watch the recording, share the recording, because you don't want to be asking questions that we cover on our Zoom calls on Sunday nights. So plug in.
Please plug in, and you can go to this QR code. It'll take you directly to the YouTube channel where you'll be able to see this training call up there here shortly, as well as two other training calls that I just did this last week that you do not want to miss. And we'll talk about those in here in just a moment. So moving forward, last week's top enrollers, drum roll. Congratulations.
We've got Sarah Gillespie, Pratiti Prathak, Kellyanne Chippendale.
Yes,
Great job, everybody.
Congratulations. Way to be working your business and following through with that ITT and bringing new people into the fold. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be doing that in the month of July, right? We want to get those seller tracks so you can be earning points for the amazing cruise that we're going to be going on. So this week's at a glance for LifeVantage. Tomorrow, make sure that you're looking for the email from corporate for the Monday Momentum email with all of the announcements for the week. On Tuesday, we have the Momentum Live at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That is on the LifeVantage Consultant Facebook page. That's the US LifeVantage Consultant Facebook page. On Wednesday, there is going to be another Why LifeVantage, Why Now Zoom. This is an opportunity presentation. We know that it will be executive or presidential consultants that are doing this presentation. So make sure that you are inviting to it. The details for the Zoom ID and the password are here on this screen. So take a screenshot, yet it will also be in your email tomorrow with the Monday Momentum details. And then on Thursday, it will be the first of the month. All right, August 1st. Can you believe that? Absolutely nuts. So make sure that you are on the FAB, the Field Advisory Board's monthly open call. It will be at 6:30 p.m. on Mountain Time, and those Zoom details will be coming in an email as well. And if you were not on the FAB's close call, it was amazing. And I actually tagged it into the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page. If you have not watched it yet, please go find it and watch it, because it's exactly the things that you need to be doing over the next few days to close out your month super strong. And it's going to walk you through where you can find the reports to be able to help you see where you can dial for dollars, where you can bring extra volume into your business before the end of the month. So this is the week at a glance for LifeVantage. All right. I hope that you guys are all as excited as we are for the incentive trip that is happening in August of 2025. We're going to Alaska on the Norwegian Bliss. It's going to be a phenomenal time, 7 days, and it is the perfect time for us to be able to get out of the heat here in Arizona and to be able to go and enjoy this time together. But the way that you qualify, you need to earn at least 300 points, and that will be for a cruise for 2 people. Maintain a rank of SC1 or higher. You will not be able to drop below that rank or below your highest rank by 1 and still qualify. You need to earn at least 3 enroll tracks and at least 3 retain tracks and have an active subscription.
Must.
Yes, you must. And by the way, I put all of this into a recorded training, so you can go and get the recording of the qualification details. You can find it on the TFR, the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel, as well as the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page. It is tagged under the featured items on the Facebook page. So guys, keep in mind, we still have 3 days in the month of July, and part of the qualifications for that seller track, you can actually get double points in the month of July for the seller track. So instead of 10 points, you would be earning 20 points for those seller tracks. So you still have plenty of time to go out and get a seller track in the month of July, take advantage of the double points. Now, I also wanted to remind you, make sure that you go in and update your subscription under your consultant account. Why? Because starting in August, there's reward circle updates that includes consultant rewards. By having a subscription of 150 in sales volume or more, you get 2 discount codes to share and help you grow your business. You'll get 2, meaning you're going to get 1 consultant code and 1 customer code. The customer code will expire 8 days after your subscription run, and the consultant code is good for a full 30 days, meaning from the point of your subscription through that end of that month and the 30 days beyond. So these codes are perfect for you to be able to use, for you to be able to earn those seller tracks and earn points for the incentives trip, the cruise to Alaska. All right, guys, there's only 3 days left for this incentive. For any new consultants that join in the month of July, you are setting them up to make extra commissions. There seriously is no better time than right now for your new consultant to be able to get started, because they can earn a lot of extra money. So any of their so basically in the month of July, they'll make 75% extra commission. So any commissions that they make in the month of July, so the next 3 days, get them started, get them going really fast, they will earn an extra 75%. So just as an example, if they made $100 in July, extra 75% would be $75 more. That's $175 in commissions. In August, they'll earn an extra 50% of all of their commissions. And that means fast track commissions. That means seller title. That means any of the bonuses that they earn, they will get an extra 50%. So in August, if they earn $100 in regular commissions, then they will make an extra 50%. So that's an extra $50, $150 in August with 50% extra. And then in September, an extra 25% commissions. So anybody that you personally sponsor in July, you can help them make extra commissions by getting them started this month.
So good.
Market Connect. Do you want to talk about Market Connect?
You're on a roll. Keep going.
All right, guys, our next corporate event where we're all going to be coming together. We hope to see each and every one of you in Kansas City. The event is going to be held at the convention center there on October 11th and 12th. It starts later in the day. The first part of the event starts at 3 o'clock. And so you could even fly in that morning, Friday morning, and then it ends pretty early on Saturday too. So you could fly out on Saturday, but you want to make sure that you get registered, because at this event, there's going to be new product launched. We all kind of heard a little bit about it at the last virtual event, but you do not want to miss this. You want to be in the room to be able to learn about this product and get trained on it so that you can come out of the gates running to build your business, because this is going to be a momentum maker product.
It is. It is.
So actually start dripping it out there of this amazing new products that are coming, that are activating, that's going to help people with their weight management goals, without it being a fad diet, all kinds of stuff, right? So this is a big deal.
2 new pathways.
Yeah. And so you could actually be starting like a VIP list of people that are interested in learning what you learn as soon as you learn it when you're at this event. So if you're not at the event, you won't be able to give them the information first. And people like to hear information first. So get registered. It is $99 now to register, and then go in on a room with someone else to make it really affordable. And again, you want to make sure that you are there for the next global product launch. These 2 products are going to help eliminate those harmful fads, the weight loss trends, and the dangerous yo-yo diets, the injections that people are getting, taking medicine that is not intended for weight loss, that's causing all kinds of side effects.
Even cancers.
And blindness is the newest one that they just announced. It's ridiculous. There's 2 new formulas, like Dondi said, and it's going to activate processes to quiet food noise and balance hunger hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime it talks about balancing hormones, it gets me excited, because there are so many different people that deal with so much with that who knows what these products can actually benefit people with.
I know. Excited.
All right, so here we are to the topic of tonight's Sunday Spotlight call. We're at skill number 3. It's presenting to your prospects in Eric Worre's GoPro book. So we're super excited about going through this book with you and being able to learn these skills and really just kind of dive into them a little bit deeper to be able to help us all become more professional, right? We can always be improving. We should actually always be learning and growing, right? So this is where I'm going to kind of hand a lot of this over to you, and I'll tag team with you.
Awesome. So obviously we're here now in chapter 6, the 3rd skill, which is presenting the information. And one of the things, if you read this or you listened to the audio, we did both. Eric Worre talks about this thing that people talk about in the network marketing industry. And that is the person at the front of the room is usually the person making the money. And in the book, he talks about the person with the marker. This is back before we had Zooms, before we had, what was the predecessor for Zoom? I can't even remember right now. But anyway, before we were doing video conferencing, God, it's gonna drive me crazy. I'll think of the name here. But anyway, this was when we were still meeting in rooms. Skype, yes. So before Skype, before Zoom, before Uvu, before all the other online platforms, when people were still meeting in living rooms and hotels and trainings like that, the people at the front of the room were people making the money. So you don't have to be in front of the room anymore, but it's still one of those things. We love to be in front of the room. We actually just did last week. We did a meeting, a face-to-face meeting. It's where you can make the connection, actually have intimate stories with people, kind of really get into the depth of it that you don't really have the ability to do, or not as intimate on a Zoom. But anyway, presenting is the most important thing. I would say, and they say in the book here that Eric Worre talks about, the most important of these 7 skills is promoting, especially promoting events. And I totally agree with that as far as building a team. But this one right here is it's kind of the differentiator. So there's lots of people that get involved in this business and they rely on their upline. They rely on their team of support. They rely on the ITT, the invite tool team, and they're inviting people to the presentations, whether they're live, whether they're Zoom, whether they're a combination, and they're inviting their prospects to meetings that are presented by someone on the team. And that's a wonderful strategy. But I would highly, highly, highly encourage you and even challenge you. Do not rest on that being the process that's going to build you to the upper ranks, because I will guarantee you this: there's not a single executive or a single presidential distributor that is not presenting on a regular basis, or that did not present on a regular basis to get them to that level. So get used to the fact you are going to need to start presenting. So this is a skill you must learn, and there's only 7 of them. So don't be intimidated by it. Be challenged by it. I would even say, take it this way: if you are going to grow, get in front of the room as quickly as possible. I really appreciate when somebody can go up there on and just read the cards right in front and feel the fear and do it anyway, and read off of note cards rather than mastering your skills and being up there to go, well, I don't want to look unprofessional with cards. I used to use cards constantly. I still do, and that's actually why in the Zoom slides, or on the PowerPoint slides, you can kind of read on it sometimes. So get in front of the room and start presenting, because your products and your opportunity, if you are not presenting them to your prospects, they're not seeing the information. So get in front of the room, get on the Zoom, and get presenting this information.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, presenting before you're perfect is really important, because if you go and you are in front of the room and you make mistakes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, and seriously, it's like, actually, when you watch one of the trainings that I just did recently, you're going to see that I made a mistake, and I'm like, well, it's a good thing you don't have to be perfect to do this business, right? Because that's what you want to show people, is that they don't have to know everything. They don't have to be perfect to be able to build this business, because people are too tired to be perfect. They're too tired to learn everything. And so if you're giving them permission before they even get started, that it's okay not to be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a gift. You're giving them a gift.
Yep. So telling your story, very, very important thing. So when you're going through the invite process, and we're going to talk about it towards the end of today, when you're using the boards and you're going through the process, telling your story is a huge part of it. In fact, get used to telling your story. It's what makes you relatable, because the information about our products, the information about our company, the information about our compensation plan and our community, those are all great. But if somebody doesn't have rapport with you, it's just noise. This is where you build rapport, telling your story. And the 4-part story, the Eric Worre 4-part story, is my favorite way of telling your story. So first of all, number 1, what is or what was your background? Now, what you do for work. Number 2, what did or do you not like about it, or how was it holding you back from getting out of life what you truly wanted? Number 3, what did you find here with LifeVantage? And then number 4, how do you feel about your future as a result of that? If you can master this 4-part story approach and get used to telling it, and tell it often. I used to micro cassette recorder and record my story over and over and over again. And it's one of those weird things. Nobody likes to hear their recorded voice. In fact, you sound squeaky, or I didn't use enough tone, or I didn't pause enough, or I spoke too fast, or whatever the case. We all are very critical, but get used to telling your story and tell it often. In fact, tell it to strangers. If you have a conversation and you've got a mutual, conversation going over a product that you maybe met them in the line at Sprouts, or you're in the grocery store buying some kind of a personal care product, or you're in the produce aisle and you're buying vegetables, and the conversation about health and wellness comes up, say, can I tell you my quick 2-minute story? And get your elongated story of about 3 to 5 minutes, but master a 2-minute story. If you can get these 4 parts in less than 2 minutes, you are on your way to being at the top of this company, because that's what everyone has learned to do, is tell their story in 2 minutes. And I would even tell you to have 3 stories: your 30-second elevator speech, your 2-minute 4-part story, and your 3 to 5 minute elaborate story. If you can get those things down, you're good to go.
Yeah. And just so you know, a lot of people, and this is what I've heard from many, is that when they first get started, it's like, well, I don't have a story. Everybody has a story, and your story will be able to resonate with someone that my story won't be able to. And so your story is going to be so vitally important. Actually, Eric Worre says it's one of the most important parts of presenting is your story, because it helps people start to think about what they have going on in their lives that they don't like and what they might want better, because you're sharing what you had going on in your life that you're really looking forward to having better. So you can use the mindset of, this is the way my life is right now. But since I've learned about this opportunity, I've caught vision of what my life could be like, because I heard Dr. Dondi's story about how he was able to work this business in the nooks and crannies of his life to where he was able to buy back some of his time so he could spend time with his family. And that's what I want so bad. I spend so much time at my job, but because he's been able to do it, I know that if I put in the effort that I can do it too. Right? Or maybe it's a health situation. It's like, maybe you haven't had the complete benefits that you're going to get from these products, but you've seen other people, or you've heard other people's stories to where they have had such great benefits and restoration and so many different things because of activation. And you can say, it's like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing myself. And I'm not, I don't have my product experience 100% yet I've seen so many other people's stories to where they have gotten such better quality of life, and they've been able to sleep better, they've been able to participate in life more, they've been able to do all the things that I want to be able to do. And so I believe that this is going to happen for me too, so I'm looking forward to that. And so just know that you don't have to have a perfect story to start sharing your story.
Right. And yeah, your story will never be perfect, but it may be perfect to someone who is experiencing exactly what you're going through and relates to you like never before. So I'm going to give you like a very, very quick Cliff's Notes version of my original story. So when I first saw the LifeVantage information, I was working 80 to 90 hours a week outside my home, never seeing my kids. When I saw the ABC primetime video, when I got the benefits of Protandim and started seeing it happen in my practice, I was excited. I got told about this information from a firefighter in Tucson, never saw my kids. He wanted to go to the top of the company. I said, okay, I only got 15 minutes a day, but I'm going to follow you. And he went to the top of the company, and we're on the way. So the key thing is after I saw what we had at LifeVantage, I saw something I didn't have: time at home with my kids. In fact, 14 years I was at home as a stay-at-home dad because of what this company gave me. And when I first started in this company, for the first 16 to 18 months, I only had 15 minutes a day to build this business, because I was building practice on the radio as a talk radio show host, and literally had 15 minutes a day only to build this business. And within 18 months, we were able to reach with the elite ranks, now the executive ranks. And because I had my team help me, but people resonated with it. I didn't even have any product benefits other than my knee injury. I still don't feel anything on our products most of the time, except Axio. But I know they're activating me. And at 59, I get told all the time, you don't look 59. Yeah. I'm going to blame that on our products. I give full credit to our products, because literally don't have any pain at all, ever. That's a blessing, I think, at 59 years old.
Yeah. And, Linda Grace, you made a great point on Facebook, that our stories continue to change. So just as Dondi was just saying, it's like he had his beginning story, and now we have our after story and our in the middle of it story, right? And so you're right. Our stories do evolve and change, but just remember that those basics of where you started are really the most important part, because you need to help people people see themselves that are at those type of levels and where they're at in their life, see them getting started with something new too. So thanks for making that point, Linda Grace. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. So this is one of the things that Eric Worre says is one of the key principles in network marketing. In network marketing, it doesn't matter what works. It matters what duplicates. And so he was using this in the reference that he wasn't doing any presentations. His leaders were doing presentations, and then he started doing the presentations. And then he was the only one on his entire team that was doing presentations because he got so good at it that everybody was inviting to his presentation. There was zero duplication in his business because he mastered the presentation. Now that's an overachiever in most of the situation, but you don't have to be great. You just have to get up and get in front of the room and be vulnerable. And to Marcy's point, when you can get up in front of a room and be vulnerable and make mistakes and slur your words and mix up, you're giving the people in the room hope. Because the number one fear that people have other than death is public speaking. So when you are a polished public speaker, you're actually, people will look at it and go, I could never be that good. Maybe this business isn't for me. But when you can get up in front of a crowd and you can get vulnerable and you can have to read off of the cards and you say the wrong words sometimes, and it doesn't matter if you say the wrong stats because the prospects in the room don't know. So don't worry about whether you say something, you make a mistake or whatever, because that is empowering.
Try not to make stuff up intentionally.
Yeah, don't make stuff up. Yeah. Don't fudge numbers and make it, it's already great. You don't need to exaggerate. We already have a wonderful product and opportunity in business.
Is enough.
The truth is good enough. Yes, but it's what duplicates that matters. And the getting up in front of the room, like being really bad before you're good and good before you're great, that's the most important thing, is presenting the information.
You know, and that's right here, I want to bring something in that just came to mind too, is that you want to keep it as simple as possible in sharing the information, but also in how you set up the room for your presentations, right?
Yeah.
So make sure that you keep it simple. I mean, it's like, if you're doing your launch, sure, go all out, have fun, you know, bring in all kinds of snacks and whatever you want to do if you decide to do that. But keep in mind that somebody might be coming that's your guest that's going to be like, oh my gosh, either I can't afford to do that, or I don't have the energy or the time or the money, right? To be able to put this type of spread together. And if this is what I have to do to be able to do this business, I'm out, right? So keep everything as simple as possible and just be welcoming and just have that. It's really going to be you and your energy and your personality that is going to really draw people in and make it the best.
Absolutely. So good. So the power of duplication, this is the most important thing, because if your business isn't growing, you're not building a business. And that's obviously sounds redundant, but the key is that if your business isn't growing, there's people in the world that aren't hearing a story that could literally change their life. There are people literally dying or going bankrupt or getting divorced right now because you know information they don't. And so the world is a mixed up place right now. The world is suffering in many, many ways. And we have the solution for many, many problems that people have if we would just be willing to open our mouth, be vulnerable, learn the process, be committed to helping people, and learn this duplication process. And one of the things that Eric Worre was talking about in this chapter was the things that pros do. Pros use tools for information. They're not telling the information. And he says, I want to be able to know everything so I can tell everything to my prospect. And he said, no, the pros don't do that. The pros use tools. They use their websites, they use their FAQs, they use their product label list, they use the blogs, they use videos they use boards like we use. So the more tools you can use to get the information across, that's what pros do. Why? Because everybody can do that. If you're talking about all the pathways of NRF2, NRF1, and NAD, and all the molecules that are involved and all the enzymes that are excreted, and nobody can do that except scientists. And so the duplication of it, and like Marcy said previously, keeping it simple. Everybody can share the tools. He also said live events, because their Zoom events are great. Live events are where you're going to meet people, rub elbows, and learn about the culture and the community and the impact. So was it Tuesday when we did the meeting at Dr. Bruce's? Wednesday. So we did a meeting this week at one of our amazing consultants' office, Dr. Bruce Holmesy, and there were no prospects there. So we decided that, and everybody's prospects canceled that way or that night, even 3 of them on the way there. So we decided, you know what? We don't need to do a full presentation. Let's get together in a round circle and let's just talk about, let's answer questions. Let's talk about where the company's going. We can give kind of fresh perspectives from me being on the scientific advisory board without giving too much away on the, or violating my non-disclosure agreement. But it was an intimate setting, and that there was two people that were relatively new within their first couple months. And they were so appreciative of just the intimate setting, and they were all cross-lined to us. And we were giving great information to them. And it was just listening to their feedback as they were leaving. They didn't see a PowerPoint presentation or an opportunity meeting. What they got was a demonstration of the culture and the community that we have here at LifeVantage. And the feedback was tremendous. So that's really an important part of the live events. And then third party for answering questions. Even if you know the answer to the question, do not answer the questions from your prospects. Give them a tool. That's a great question. Let me get you on the phone with Marcy. Let me get you on the phone with Linda. Let me get you on the phone with Hagen. They know the answer to this, and I want you to get the best answer that's right for you, and you can see the duplication of this company. Because if you answer all their questions, they're thinking, wow, this person is smart. That's not an asset for you. That's a liability, because they're thinking, wow, this person's smart. They know a lot of information. I don't have the time or desire to learn all of that. This company's too hard. I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'm going to go look for another company. And you don't even know that that's the message you're getting for them, because it's not duplicatable in the beginning. So it's like, that's a great question. Let's check out the video. I want to know the answer to that too. Let me call my upline. Let me make a post or whatever. So use your third party for answering questions, and then do not represent yourself as an expert. This was my biggest downfall in my first year, was wanting to be the expert and studying every research study that we had and letting everybody know the answer to the questions, because I was answering as a doctor. I was not answering as a new consultant. And that was a major hindrance to growing our business in the beginning, because I wanted to be the expert. I wanted people to know that I was the expert. And it wasn't because of my ego. It's because I wanted to serve this company, not realizing the power of what I was doing wrong. Pros don't do that. That's not duplicatable. Now, they can do that to their prospects, but not to their own.
Once they become a leader, once you bring in a consultant and a team member, then you can then be that expert for their prospects, just not to your own. And then I would add a number 5 on here, is that things pros do is practice, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things I love is that at any point of your business, you can reach out to someone that is a close friend or maybe even a family member and say, hey, do you mind if I practice with you? Right? Can I practice on you? Because the thing is, it's like, hey, I know this isn't for you. I get it. I know you're busy, but can I practice on you? Because then if you are having the opportunity to practice sharing our information with someone, and you're getting better at this skill, it's also still getting in front of them and into their brain. Because I'm pretty sure that all of us have had this experience that once you know what we know, you can't unknow it. And you would never say no to activation after you get started and get the experiences that we've had, right? And so practice on those people. And we really want to make sure that you guys are really prepared. I mean, first of all, when you're practicing, you want to make sure that you have your story done. You're sharing your story, the company story, the product story, and how we get paid. Don't just share product. Don't just share your story. Follow through and give the whole presentation so that people can decide for themselves what is best for them and what they want. Because if you pick and choose, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to tell them about the present or about the opportunity because I don't think they'd be interested. You never know. They just might be the exact right person that will be your runner in your business, right? So share the whole presentation, not just a little piece.
I want to speak on that. So just this past week, I got a text from a stranger, introducing himself. It was a stranger to me. And he says, hey, Dr. Nettles, my name is Dr. Dusty Cloud. It's his real name. And he says, I got your name from Dr. David Wu, a mutual friend. He told me I needed to call you. And they were having conversations about wellness products. And he said, oh, you need to call my friend, Dr. Dondi. I know he's in this company. He's up to date on a lot of wellness products. You need to call him. So I get a text from this guy. Don't recognize the number, but thank God he introduced himself. So guess what I did? I immediately went into boards. I said, thank you so much for the information. Yes, Dr. Wu is a great friend. I'll make sure to thank him. Here's an introduction video and I sent him the activation video. And then let me know when you're done. Give me a thumbs up emoji. He gave me a thumbs up emoji. I said, awesome. What did you like about this? And I went through the entire board's presentation. Well, then when he sent me the second thumbs up emoji after watching the Healthy Glow stack, I knew he mentioned about products in the initial text to me, but I don't know that that's all he's interested in. So I sent him Brandon Cunningham's recorded 35-minute opportunity presentation. Well, guess what? Not only was he looking for a business, he has 4 kids, 4 adult kids, and he wants to help all of them. He also has 10 grandkids. So when Marcy and I got on a call with him, a 3-way call, he wants to buy cars for all 10 of his grandkids.
He actually wants to help them all go to private school.
Right.
So,
and buy them cars when they turn 16.
All this stuff.
And start businesses for his kids. So if I would have just stuck with the products, which is what he said he was interested in, and not thinking there could be something else, in other words, not share the entire presentation, he was more excited. He's extremely excited about the products, but he's even more excited about the business opportunity because he's going to be able to help himself and 14 other people, his 4 kids and his 10 grandkids. So please, please, please share all the information, because you never know what someone's looking for, even when they only tell you they're interested in products.
Yeah, you know what, Hagen, that's a really good point. She put a comment in Zoom here with us. She said LV Jeeps. It's like, yeah, let's help them all earn their own LV Jeep, right? That's great, but really good point there. If you would have just stopped with the products. And thanks for like rolling us into the actual the boards and the ITT with push play, because this is what we've been doing. This is what works. It's very simple. I mean, if you have something that's working for you, go for it. Keep going. Just make sure that you are keeping it simple. You're sharing the whole story and you're utilizing third-party validation, right? ITT, invite, tool, and team. And so this is just a rundown of the 10 steps of the ITT with push play that is in the Team Freedom Reigns board. Now, I did a training on this on Monday this last week, so it's uploaded to the YouTube channel as well as on the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page. It's under the featured posts on the Facebook page. But basically, it's exactly what it says, ITT with push play videos, a simple ITT system flow at your fingertips using boards. And I go all the way into showing you how to create the actual keyboard for boards on your phone. I walk you through it all. So this QR code right here will take you to the Team Freedom Reigns board so that you can join that board. We don't care if you're part of Team Freedom Reigns or not. You can utilize this board. Don D and I pay for it for everybody that wants to use it. So please go in, watch this training, and just keep it simple. Keep it simple, and let's all have the success that we deserve, but also keep it simple for someone else so they can make the right decision for them on whether they want to join you as a business partner or a product consumer.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, guys. So next week, we're going to be doing chapter 7, which chapter 7 is, and I actually want to say one more thing about this. Chapter 7 is the following up with your prospects. That's the skill number 4. But before we go into that, I wanted to summarize the skill set, and it is from Eric Worre's summary. So a few important things. First, when you're prospecting, you are the messenger, not the message. Get yourself out of the way and use a third-party tool, which is exactly what boards helps you do. Second, learn to tell your story in a way that will make your prospects curious to hear more. Okay. Third, when it comes to presenting in front of a group of people, preparation is key. When you're prepared, it's fun. You're not stressed out. You're sharing the information, and others will receive it well. So I am going to go ahead, and we would love to hear, did you have any big takeaways? First of all, hi, Rick, and hi, Hagen. Thanks for being on here with us live. Did either of you have takeaways from this chapter that you wanted to share? And if you are on Facebook live with us right now too, if you had a takeaway, we'd love to hear from you so that we could share it in here as well. But Rick or Hagen, did either of you have a takeaway you wanted to share? No? Oh,
Hagen. Well, I was driving back from Nebraska, and I usually have the CD in my car, but I think I loaned it to somebody, so I'm hoping they're still watching it. And so I just was trying to think of stuff to listen to on the way instead of just music. And so I just pulled that up on that link.
Yeah.
So I just went through the whole thing like twice, and there was just so much stuff that we know it and we know it, and we fall out of the good habits. And if we're falling out of the good habits, we can't expect our team not to. We've got to be duplicatable and show our team the right duplication.
Absolutely.
Yes,
We get way too much into our heads and we overthink things and then we make them hard, right? And so coming back and reviewing what we've learned, always important. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, Hagen. Thank you. Rick, did you have anything that you wanted to share? Let's get you unmuted there.
I would only say that, I've been making use of the boards this past week. I did some training with Lizzie and that sort of thing. So I found that to be easy. I have found a couple of people that weren't able to, for whatever reason, weren't able to open the board. So I'm not sure whether that was my fault or theirs, but been doing that. And then just even going through the Eric Worre book again, you become comfortable sometimes, and the things that kind of drift into the background. You get overtaken with all the other things that are happening during the day and the week. And so to kind of refresh yourself with it is good. I just picked up a few things. I said, I haven't been doing this, that, or the other lately. I need to, kind of get myself back in line. So it's very good.
Yeah, yeah, that's so good. Thank you so much for that. And if you have any issues with the boards, just let me know. Just text me and we'll troubleshoot it and see what's going on with it. Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys being on here with us live, and we appreciate everybody that's on Facebook as well. Next week is the follow-up, right? But remember, we have 3 days left in the month of July to get those seller tracks, the double points for the cruise, right? And to help people get started in the month of July. Plus, go back and rewatch the FAB close call, because they walk you through and show you exactly where you need to go for the actual reports, so that you know who you can reach out to and where you can dial for volume in your business, and to help people make sure they get their products too. All right, guys, we appreciate you.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
See ya.